Hello, and welcome to Farthest Frontier. Yeah, there's still a lot of work to do over here. I mean, 923 out of 119. So there's a lot of people we lost. It's going to take a long time to get those numbers back again. So I think that's what I need to focus on, is trying to get more defenses over here. But I'm trying to flatten the area so that I can make things a bit more tidy, should we say. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I mean, there is this still main area up here that I want to do. That's, well, yeah, that's my little pet project, shall we say. I've no idea how long that's going to take or if I'll ever get there, but I think the more important thing at the moment is to try and focus on this area. Because, yeah, I think that caught me unawares when the armies came through. I should have really paid more attention. Because if I go back, usually whenever we've been attacked, we've had like mines in this area and over here. And yeah, they do tend to come along and they'll trash the place, basically. And for something like this, yeah, it's somebody's house, but it's just a few houses, and it's usually not that bad. But when they came through here, there was hardly anything left standing. So that cost a lot in resources, gold, but it's the amount of people. The people are far more important, yeah, for obvious reasons. So that was a big shock, that. So that's what I need to focus on, I'd say, at the moment. It's just getting this place, because I'd like more food. I want to get more, it's like farms built, because the idea is I'm trying to make this area as self-sufficient as possible. Yes, we've got a market over here, and technically those people could go out and gather the food, bring it back to the market, and then these people don't have as far to go. Because that's what's happening at the moment. We'll see if it happens again, but I have been losing people because they've been left out in exposed areas. I mean, I've got some little buildings like this, like temporary shelters where people can dash to, but I don't know if I've got maybe people here going all the way out to these areas to get food, and then because they live down here, it's a case of it's too far, it takes too long, and maybe that's part of the problem. So yes, that's never good. So the more self-sufficient I can make this place, the better. I mean, we've got plans to build a tower here, because that's going to be another problem, is the lack of people. I'm just going to have a check. So yeah, we're underwater when it comes to, it's just not enough labourers. Right, old age is... there's nothing I can do about old age. It is what it is, but anything else, that is what I need to focus on. I mean, I could, like I say, I could build more fields, and that will be the plan. The intention is to get more goats down here, which I'm curious how many we can get there. There were 5. But the trouble is, yeah, I could build the fields, I could build more barns to get more goats down here, but I don't have the people. There's no point without getting more people. So at the moment I'm just going to get the labourers to focus on kind of like flattening this area, because we've got quite a bit of stone, but I want to get the walls up, and I want to get some turrets or defence towers. That's another catch, because they need people as well. But even if the walls can buy me some time, I'll then be able to maybe bring the troops across. The only catch is we're getting hit by very, very big raids. 100 and something raiders coming along. That's a big, big problem, because we've got maybe 30 troops, I think, in total. So we haven't got anywhere near the amount of troops to face them on the open field. I mean, when we got attacked here, I did bring the cavalry down, Because really I was expecting them to pass through, so they kept wandering up in this direction. Well, they've been heading for the main area because that's where the gold is. So that would make sense, but the catapult was trashing this place. There was a battering ram getting in the way as well. So I did bring the cavalry down. I mean, I could at least get them in to take over. That was the plan. Take out those two main siege engines. Because then after that, the troops are just up against the walls. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to at least buy some time. I was very reluctant to bring any of the other troops down because I don't think you could handle it out in the open. We'll have better armour, maybe better weapons, but with those numbers 3 to 4 times what you've got, numbers usually win, unfortunately. At least in the real world, anyway. But yeah, we'll just keep plodding along here, getting them to flatten this place, and then we'll just put little gates. But one thing I've been thinking about, maybe if it's a case of trying to buy time, it might be in my interests to put in a garrison down here. I don't think it puts people off. Defences. So something like a cavalry stable. I mean, that's neutral. The barracks is neutral, so you could put one of these in down here. That might actually be an idea, actually, now that I think about it. I'll have to wait until they've done this, though. But if I can flatten this area, I can extend the walls out. These are going to have to move. They don't get anything there. It's not flat, though. It's surprising how much, like, time's going into, like, flattening things. Having to do a lot of flattening in this game. There's no like proper terraforming, it's just flattening. I mean, we're into what, 1.5 centuries, and that's about as far as I've got so far. I mean, the idea is I want this big massive area here, but I want it all at the same height, and then we'll have a entry points. And then the idea is, if you want to get up to the top of that hill, where it's nice and flat, you're going to have to go up an incline. That's going to slow any troops coming, and it's going to buy me time for like the turrets to maybe hopefully pick them off. Because normally what we've got is just a flat area, and you can attack any point, you can target any wall. I mean, okay, we've got the defense towers that certainly help, but it's just that idea of like, you normally have one entry point into an area. Usually you've got like a moat and a bridge. You pull up the drawbridge, and then, you know, the enemy's really got to work to get at your walls, let alone get beyond them. That's another pain, as bears and boars. Let's just keep it flattening. I mean, eventually I'll get it flat to the point where I'm just getting up the walls in. It's one thing I find kind of odd with the cell limit. You can get up to 625 cells, but there, for instance, I can't do 618. I suppose I can't do 618 for some strange reason. So I could do 625 if I went in that direction, but it won't let me do 618 in that direction, which is kind of odd. It's an odd tool. Go in that direction. Yeah, it's pretty weird, that. Because I get the idea of wanting to limit, like, how much work's being done at any one time. I get that bit, but yeah, that's just a bit odd. Because it's still the same number of cells, so surely it shouldn't make any difference. Anyway, I was going to see if there's anything exciting. Well, old age, okay. Right, and the Plains Rider. So we've got quite a bit of gold, which to me is going to start attracting more like private armies. So that's never good. I'm not doing so well on candles, it seems, these days. Just freeze some of those up. So I mean, at the moment, I'm not in a massive hurry to sell things off, but it's more a case of what can I buy to help me along. So they're going quite cheap. So let's buy some of these coats, because they're usually, I think, used by the hunter. So it makes them more defensive, so that always makes sense. Nothing jumps out in terms of sales. I mean, that would have been good, but we don't have any tools. That's something I still need to fix, is trying to get more iron ingots. But we're a long way off that because of the just lack of people. I mean, there's not enough people to fill all of the jobs, let alone the actual doing the labour. We're up to 82, so it's not too bad. Out of curiosity, who is it who's... I keep forgetting, who is it who's actually doing this? It's the builders. Yeah, it's the builders. So the builders are doing this bit of the work. So we can get up to 85 builders. That's what the top limit is that I've set. But for whatever reason, it's only somewhere in the 20s. I think each little block's limited to maybe 3 people. Oh, this one's 5. Okay. But it's not filling all of them, so it's not pulling all of these labourers out by the looks of it. Because there's just not that many of them. It's one thing I always find a bit odd about the game though, is if you listen to that sound in the background, that's the sound, because I'm playing the game at double speed and it sounds... You can, I mean, aside from the thunder, you can hear the digging going on where they're digging the and trying to flatten the area. But that sounds very, very much like, to me at least, when somebody's firing a bow and arrow. It's every time I hear that, it's like, whoa, are we getting raided? Is there a raid I am being told about? Because we got plenty of warning in the last one. They were coming up from the corner. You can see these little arrows. It hadn't popped up on the notice at that time. But actually, one thing I'm curious to do. It's a pain you can't zoom out on this map. It would be great if you could have like a mini map or something, but we don't. Bird. I think what I'm going to do, I want to have a bit of a wander. I want to send these folks out and about. I could send a labourer out to go out and just do the normal search, but I'm sending those out just out of curiosity, because sometimes there's little buildings show up that I wasn't aware of before. Because you start off with a map, it gets generated based on whatever the seed is, and then you get certain resources. But I'm pretty sure there's things that popped up every now and again. That, I think in the early game you didn't get that. It was just a case of, these are the resources you've got. That's it. So by resources I'm talking about things like the relics and so on. The little ruins where you get relics. I don't think you get new bandit camps, but I could be wrong. But I have seen ruins turn up that weren't there originally. Whether that's just because of updates, whether they do tweaks every now and then when the game gets updated, I'm not sure. Oh, we've got there already. Okay. Right, if we head over... Well, let's keep that running. Let's head over to here. Right, so this will be active. Clothes are going for a good price. Let's sell some of them. Ah, now I can buy some tools back, so let's get some of those. Cause I've noticed they actually... Sometimes you get the mines will complain if there's not enough tools. Seems okay. As long as that's in the positive, that keeps me pleased. Because normally I think early on in the game that was always negative, I just wasn't making enough money. Now we're into the positive, and it should get... Probably maybe it's because we've got to this point, we've got bananas. I mean, they're not maxed out, but I mean, their complaint is a lack of firewood at the minute, but... Oh, speaking of firewood, how are we doing for trees these days? This is still frustrating, this. I don't know what's going on here, because they plant trees, but the trees just don't seem to grow. I don't know whether they've got to grow within your session or something. You know, your pondering existence. I like that. So they're just casually trying to ponder their existence. I don't know. But they'll only chop, basically, they'll only chop down mature trees. They do plant trees. They do chop the trees down. But it's these ones here, I just don't get it. They just don't seem to grow. I wouldn't have thought they'd take that long, but for me they just, I don't know, they just don't seem to regrow at all. Oh, oh, that's not good. This is not good. Especially if these are, let's return to the barracks. Ah, jeez Louise, if they're coming from that place again, this is going to be a night. Absolute night. Well, okay, they're coming from here. So that means they're going to wander through here and trash the place. Grr. One thing I've been thinking about actually is defending these turrets better. I mean, these defense towers, I should say. I think what I should do is probably upgrade these. Actually, how many have we got? 100. See, this is the thing. It's a numbers. The sheer numbers. I don't know if I could handle them out on the open field. I don't think I can. Oh, and there's some coming from here as well. If memory serves, these ones, they'll come through here and they'll trash the gates because they're just plain mean. Yeah, but I just don't think we've got the numbers to handle these sort of things in the open field. But what I was thinking of, actually, usually they'll go for the tower. And that's not... I mean, it's got a good range. I'm actually quite tempted to put little fences around them. So that way you can buy time for the fence as well. I'm just keeping an eye out for any turrets. Oh, they're already here. Seriously? Why? Why do you have to go and do that? It's like, why? You know, it's like you could have just like taken a nice route around and been a bit more courteous. But wreck the place. And we've got predators attacking. I think that bow there is the least of my problems at the minute. Right, I'm going to have to deal with that battering ram. Let's get these folks out. Yeah. That the battering ram's just going to come through and... Actually, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. There. Yeah, they're trashing the place. Oh. That's frustrating. Right, I don't have any choice. I've really I mean, these folks they've got to take that battering ram out, whatever cost. I'll keep an eye on the little green bars to see how we do. Because there's not that many, but these like cavalry are well suited to taking on like infantry. And these are just like raiders, barbarians, if you will. So they're probably not as well defended. $64 million question is how these, because these ones aren't doing well because of they're up against walls, they're up against big towers, so they're not holding out as well. Oh yeah, that's cool. Double click on that and they'll come back. Right, in which case, well, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Send them back to the barracks, but we've lost 13 buildings. Mostly it's fences by the looks of it. Yeah, they've destroyed storage buildings as well. Obstacles. Check out that smokehouse, I see. Yeah, so fences aren't so bad. It's when they tore through an entire village and trashed the place. Right, let's just finish that one off. So that's another fence. Oh, Asuka's here. Right. Yeah, cheese isn't going for a good price. Glass is going for a good price. Let's sell that out. Wow. 200. That's it. That's a lot of money you can get out of glass. There's definitely an incentive here to sell off glassware. 264 for each. That armor's going at a good price. Let's sell that off because we've got, wow, could have had 3,000. Sheesh. I'll sell off what I can. Again, my concern though is I'm going to attract a private army. That's what I'm more bothered about than anything. Let's keep going. Just minimize that. Right, so they managed to pillage 125 cheese. That's the least of my problems, quite frankly. Right, so this is not as flat as I'd like, but I really need to get these walls. That reminder that there's a bunch of thugs out there that want to cause mischief. If we go in, I think I've got to go in this direction, don't I? So there to there. Probably I think it is to here, isn't it? Yeah, so there to there. There to there to... There, get them to focus on that. But I'll just keep plugging away at trying to get the place flattened as well. Let's do... I'll do it from there, can I? Try and get as much of it as I can. So that's 625 in that direction. The more I can do, better. In that direction. Yeah, that looks a bit weird. It's not... I mean, to be fair, I picked a map which isn't by any stretch of the imagination. Right, leave them to get on with that. So where are we up to now in terms of people? Oh, wow, we've only got 28 labourers. Where did everybody go? Oh, right, we're up to maximum on builders, that's why. Oh, fudgesicles. So I've got them focusing on walls. There's so many projects for walls, then it's interesting. So they're not really committing as much to like doing just digging places up. So you've got a certain number of labourers and you've got a certain number of builders. Now the good thing is, like, I mean, I've set the maximum here up to 85 for the builders. And what it does is it takes people out of the labour pool and makes them builders. If there's no building work to be done, they go back to being labourers. So that's interesting, that in the while we were just doing the flattening, terraforming, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't pulling that many people out of the labour pool to make us builders, whereas now that I'm doing this stuff, all these big walls, it's like, ooh, we're going to have to commit more people to building. So building buildings seems to be more important. Seems to me maybe there's some sort of like priority here, where like if you're just doing casual building, or the flattening the areas, maybe they don't pull from the labour pool. Whereas when you're actually doing building, and I've just realised my walls are out of sync. Fudgesicles. Right, let's grab these and cancel them. Right, that can go as well. Yeah, that's no good if the walls are out. I mean, that to me is not that big of a priority. It's going to be finished shortly anyway. Oh, that was something I meant to do. Yes. Oh, fudgesicles. I forgot about that. Flattening. I'm going to have to move this, aren't I? Let's go in that direction. Yeah, I forgot they actually have an entry point on these graveyards, which is in the middle, so it's like the road's going in there, and then it's like, so I need to move that. I mean, that's quite fortunate that you can actually move it. It's going to cost me... That's interesting. It can't be relocated while it contained partially built. So I mean, I could just dismantle it then. Might be worth just dismantling, because I haven't put anybody in it yet. I don't think it costs that much to build it anyway. Right, so they're now starting to get somewhere here, but I think I'll end up probably flattening out in this direction, getting an actual stable put in. And I think we might be able to handle ourselves a bit better down here. So even if I don't have enough cavalry, we can maybe buy some time. Because those cavalry seem to be doing quite well against just your typical barbarian. In that direction. I'm surprised they're not like starting to complain about, like, all they seem to do is just flatten places. You'd think after a while they'd start like protesting. It's like, seriously? It's getting boring. Is there anything else they can do? And the answer, funnily enough, is no. Let's go in that direction. I mean, it doesn't have to be flat, but I like it to be. Right, so that one's guarding there. So if I put that one, it's tabbed. Yeah, it's tabbed to rotate. I might be tempted to put one at every gate, to be honest. I mean, it costs money to keep them up, but it's just the distance to cover. I want as much covered, because if I put that, I mean, it's tempting to just put it there, but it seems a bit, yeah, it does seem a bit overkill if I put too many in. Because ultimately they're just going to come up against the wall anyway, aren't they? Right, I'll get them to put that one in. Again, my problem at the moment is I'm like seriously lacking people. I don't have that many people. We've done most of the walls, it seems, so that's now gone back down. It's still a ways to go, but I'd really like to move that, but it's just because the problem is I don't know exactly what. Well, I suppose the entry point is the middle, so I suppose I could take that in. From there, aren't I? So that's 625 in that direction. Yeah, that's a thought. There isn't an option to expand this. There is an option to move it, but it would be nice if you could have expanded it. All that digging in the background seriously got me triggered because of the. As I say, it sounds to me. It just sounds exactly like the bow and arrows when they're going off. I keep needing to like check and see, oh, is there any raiders coming? And there shouldn't be, because they always usually come around about the same time. Usually, for some strange reason, like you get traders turn up around the same time, like an invasion happens. Put that there. 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 Ooh, running out of stone and running out of clay. There's not much I can do that, because that would involve more people. I mean, I could buy it. I could buy it in. I mean, we've got. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of people, like, working on the quarry, but I can't add any more people to it. I think I've got a... What's a thought? Is there a quarry up here? Yeah, there's a quarry up here, but it's out of commission for now. Because the brickworks is all the way down here. And there are... Yeah, that's maxed out. But I've only got... It kind of makes sense, I've got one... Yeah, I've got one clay pit to 2 brickworks. So they're busy seeking shelter. Might put this one... Let's put this one... Oh, what I could do, actually, having said that, is... Right, resources... Go back to... We should have a storage place around here somewhere. Right, they can store bricks. So you can store a maximum. I can set a quota. That's one way to deal with not having enough people. I mean, how much resources? I mean, we've got thousands of ore and coal. So what I could do is say, well, let's take the maximum up. I don't want more than 1,000. I want at least 500. but I don't want more than 1,000, for instance. Let's take them off max. Go to 1,000 of them. So the production on those things is now halted. So that's going to free up. Yeah, that frees up a lot of people to do the jobs of the labourers, basically. That's something I should have thought about. Because there's certain things I've got, and I've just got far too many. So I mean, this is limited to no more than 400. So it's currently, let's set that. Just have a look at that. It says the minimum is usually 50% anyway, so I could just actually let's just leave it on over. So usually it just says once you get to 400 arrows, just stop making any more, and then when you're down to only 200, start it back up again. I mean, these are more things I sell off. Those those are things I can sell. Again, there's no point having too many. Glass I could sell. I could free up people on the glass because we've got way too much glass. Set that 1,000. Gold, jeez, well that's gold ingots, that's... I think I'll always want to be producing that. Right, let's keep these going, and so we've got... That should actually help, now that I think about it. So there's people who should be going into the jobs that we can't cover, but they'll also be going in to do work as labourers. So hopefully that'll buy me like time, because we don't need as much glass now. So they'll basically not be doing anything for a long time, unless I start selling off truckloads of that, which I don't see any point, because my concern is we'll attract private armies. Then it'll be a case of 4 or 5,000 gold, otherwise we'll tap. And those, I just don't have the troops to be able to handle it. It's the trouble. 625. In which case I can start putting more people back into this then. Because this has been on hold for quite a while I've been trying to get that village built. That direction. $550, $625. We'll go in that direction. I'll leave the other side alone for now. It's going to take a while. This side is much lower. I suspect what's going to happen is ultimately this end will end up dropping down, because all we've got is a flattening tool. Okay. I can't buy those. I can't buy those. I don't need it. I could do with some more goats, I suppose. Stone is a bit expensive, but I'll buy some more of that. Because we've got... Wow, wowzers, we've got a lot of gold. See if anybody else comes along. If maybe they've got like clay, then that would be useful. Oh, yeah, put them in there. So they'll go in there. So that should take us to 10 now. Oh, got 11. Is that little baby goat? Some more people in there to keep an eye on them. It's building on fire. Why have you got a building on fire? It's crazy. Why would anybody want that building on fire? It's not productive. Right, we go over and get this area flattened as well. I think once the walls are up, I'll probably expand it out a bit more. I'm just acutely aware that I've got so much money. Probably will end up with a private army on a doorstep at any minute. I'm just going to keep chipping away at getting them to build these, flatten these areas. It just feels necessary. Right, so we've got that one there. So the next one will be I want that. I'm trying to build a tower. There's quite a bit of overlap there, so I suppose I could put that one. That's not too bad, it's quite close to the gate. I could seriously do with a different, like, noise for all this digging. It seriously got me, like, triggered. It's like, this is not good. Where's the raiders? Right, I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to build another goat farm. Because we seem to have plenty of people at the moment. And I can get more food in. Actually, that's a thought. Where are they storing the food? Oh, they won't, because we don't have enough, until we get to... What's that, 20? Until we get to 20, we're not going to do anything. Right, food production. Where's our goat barn when you need one? We'll put that there. And how far out is that one? It's quite a gap. I need a road though. It's one way to find out. Right, if we go from there, let's pause that because since there's somebody here. So we went from that corner there to I can't count for some strange reason. We're going 9 in that direction. Which just strangely enough happens to be the length of the fence. Right, so food production, if we put goat barn, so that pops out about there. Then we're going to need another fence, aren't we? And I'll have to change that into a gate. Why is that not clipping? Right, then from there to there. So take that out. Get them to build an actual gate instead. Yeah, you can definitely do with either a way to zoom right out to see the full map, or at least a mini map in this game. Anywho, we've got... It's more a case of what can I buy than what can I sell at this stage, because I've got that much. I don't need more horses because I've got nowhere to put them. Oh, clay. That's oddly enough, I'm actually storing it as well. I tell you what. That would make more sense. Just don't store it in the first place. If you can't afford to sell it, don't store it. Something else jumps. Oh, no, that's selling. Sickles. Nothing there. Oh, Girogi, it is what it is. Oh, we've done all. Wow, we've done this already. Right, if we go from... I'll have to start going in this direction. Some point. Let's see, that's... Could do there. Side compass is a bit of the top. Because this is going to have to get flattened. It's going to have to get brought down to a lower level, basically. For whatever reason, it don't seem to have that idea of, well, there's plenty of, like, soil, rocks, or whatever it is out there. So we could go out there and bring more of that over to here. No, that doesn't seem to register. All they do is they just flatten things. Oh dear. That sounded bad. I mean, I could sell these off at a cheaper price, but I'm kind of like reluctant to buy many things. It's buy and stock them on the off chance I need them in the future. Interesting, we don't have enough heavy weapons. Old age. We're up to 937, so at least the population's starting to get back to normal. Right, can I move this thing? It's going to cost me 500... Now that's bonkers, that. It's going to cost me 502 to move it, but it'll... I kind of like feel reluctant to do that. It's like... Now where's the entry point? There. No, it's not. I'd have to move a 2 to the left then, won't I? But it's obstructed. Hang on a minute. It's obstructed by a graveyard, so I can't... That's not... That makes no sense. I mean, I'm going to move it slightly. Oh, so that whole idea is not going to happen. I can't deconstruct it. Oh, fudgesicles, because I've got... See, this is going to start to trigger me now, because there's the main road going in that direction, and I can't destroy it. I can't take out the graveyard. Even, I mean, I could build the road in that direction, but it's going to be like, yeah, but there's the main road. Why would I want to take a right and then go in that direction? Oh, fudgesicles. This is a bad design. Why? Why do you have to do that? Seriously? Why can't I put a road there? It's under the minimum size. Fine. It's very fussy. Right, if we do that to there, try and keep it in a straight line. And and then there to there. I mean, people are going to have to walk there and then go... Jeez Louise. Right, I need another tower. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's a tab. Tab. Tab, tab, tab. I need the tab to rotate for some strange reason. Right. That one there. That gives me a good bit of coverage there. I think we're missing one down here. Put it on there. Is that occupied incidentally? Yeah, it is. So what I need to do is get them to flatten this area a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep a... Oh... We're going over a... Taking the mushrooms out. This is like... No! Now we're going to lose our mushrooms. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Because the plan is, I mean, the goats are going to... Well, I suppose the goats... We'll end up with more goats coming in this direction. I mean, is there anything else we can do? Right, we're right at the corner of the map, so I suppose that'll just have to come out. We'll have to lose that. Well, I haven't said that. I mean, there is a mine. I mean, do you want to encompass the mine, the entire mine? I don't know. Might say that for a future plan, and just leave them to get on with building these walls. Because once they're up and running, and once they've got the turret, the lookout towers up and running, I think I'll be a bit more comfortable. Who keeps setting fire to buildings? They should be a lot more careful when they're cooking things, these people. Seriously? Right, how are we doing up here then? Let's just about finish off with that. Now that I've kind of like put walls up there, I'm starting to think maybe I should start thinking about this place as well. Because I mean, there's no mine around here anymore. I mean, this is all set up originally for these people. That was the plan. And why is that not doing so well? I mean, that is a hunting lodge. So does a hunting lodge put people off? No, it doesn't. So the hunting lodge isn't a problem. There's a hospital there. There's a storage. So I'm curious as to why desirability there is quite low. I mean, they're not... Yeah, I mean, they don't have a marketplace. I could put a... This is going to be like more towns, isn't it? We're going to end up building more mini towns because I'm trying to go in this direction to expand on more farming. Maybe what I should do is sort of like carve this area out for the housing, because then I can still keep going in that direction for the cows. I suppose. I mean, there is that mine getting in the way, but I could go in this direction for more cows. If I go in this direction for the fields, then I could build a sort of like little mini area down here. So instead of having that there, move them all down to here. So then they all work at this area. I don't know if they do though, because I don't know where the actual, where the farmers end up going. Ah, interesting. So they do actually living there. I mean, there's some of them are actually gathering ore, which has got me a bit puzzled. Because I thought I would have had enough houses down here to cover the main mines. Because there's that one there. That one's on hold, and that one there. Yeah, you can come and join the party. I mean, there is a mine over here. I mean, there's plenty of housing up there, surely. But anyway, flatten, flatten, and flatten again. Go and say that direction. There's 625 there. $625 there. It's that middle part done. It's just because basically I'm going in this direction because I'm just thinking the fact that this section here is so low compared to this section here. Over the maximum size. So that's 625. But it would have been a lot easier if you could have just sort of just picked out a much bigger area and told it to go and flatten that. That's why it's taking so long. Because as far as I'm aware, they'll pick out a specific cell in here as... well, each of these cells is at a different height. So I think like it works out the average height of those cells. Then it tries to adjust other cells to that height. But it's not exact. It doesn't exactly flatten it. So it says it's a flattening tool, but it's not truly a flattening tool. You don't end up with every single cell at that exact height. It just doesn't work. I mean, I've played other games that do exactly that. You just pick a point and then it adjusts every other cell within the block to that exact height. So that sort of strategy for me makes a lot more sense. It makes the game a lot more easier. These devs have come up with some, what I would call a very bizarre strategy. Maybe there's some realism to it, I suppose, but it's just too inconvenient, I find. Oh dear. Are you intoxicated? Or have you died? Are you intoxicated? It's like, thanks a bunch, like, you know. I was getting a bit concerned there. I'm thinking, oh no, we died on the job. That's not a nice way to go out. I mean, you've got to go. I mean, I suppose each to their own, but you know, going to sleep is a lot less hassle. But I feel a bit bad if she died on the job. Right. Speaking of jobs, let's keep them occupied. Go in that direction. Craig, is it winter already? I mean, that keeps them busy. I mean, at least you can say that. It's giving them something to do. 953 out of a possible 1,208. That's not bad. Right, so those towers, there's one bit of wall there that's missing. The gate's missing. As is that gate, and that's just because of the lack of stone. That graveyard's going to bother me. It's going to seriously bother me, that graves. Right, so how many people have we got now? We've got So we're doing okay now. We're back in the positive, but there's quite a few things on hold, that's why. Out of curiosity, I think we'll have a look at the statistics and see where we're going. So, protein-wise, we're producing way more than we can keep. We're not keeping up on the grains, so what's going wrong there then? So, that's interesting, because normally that's been too much. Kind of keeping up on that. What else am I supposed to do with this milk? I don't have to drink it, or whether you only just get cheese. Let's have a look. So they'll get cheese. See, how come I've got a massive surplus of milk, and yet there's none in here? There's zip nada. That should be maxed out. And I think the trade economy side. So let's get more people doing the trade work as well. So now that I've seen that, how many people have I got in this marketplace? Right, that's maxed out. Well, that's interesting that. So we've got tons and tons of milk somewhere, but it's not getting to market. So where on earth is it then? Because it's not here. And there's plenty of rats. Where's the nearest rat catcher? You're busy catching rats somewhere, are you? You're taking a break. Oh, okay. Where are they? Oh, you know, now you're coming out to have a look at these little furry rodents, are you? Speaking of which, how many furry rodents are there? I'm not actually seeing any, but there's some out there. At least there was some out there. There's not anymore. So that's a good thing. They've done their job. And what about the people over here? Have they done their job? I mean, we've almost got the little barn here for the goats done, so actually not too far off now. So we've only got 2 gates and a wall to finish off. Then we can get our towers completed as well, and we should be a bit more secure. I mean, if nothing else, it's going to buy me time against a bigger invading army. Because the trouble with this area is there's no sort of like town centre. That's part of the reason why I was thinking of a garrison, because at least if they break through the walls, I could put a garrison in. And as far as I'm aware, they do. If the troops are within that barracks, they'll fire out. So that's one possibility. Otherwise, maybe just putting a cavalry unit out here somewhere. But I haven't done that one either. Let's get these prioritised. I think the big problem is just a lack of stone, it seems. I'll make sure that they get those done before anything else. I'd rather have the walls. The walls definitely buy you the time. So that's an improvement anyway. We're kind of almost done with that. In which case I need to then start thinking about more food. Specifically just down in that area. But also getting this place back on track with this place and trying to get that flattened somehow. So yeah. We've got rats apparently. Missed out a rat. I need another rat catcher. But yeah, I mean, at least this place is now looking a lot more defensive. It's got a couple of holes, but it shouldn't take long to get those filled in. And as long as I keep adding in more food, then hopefully this place will become a bit better as well. But of course, that's all for another episode.